Hey guys, you ready for this hot take? Attack on Titan is good. Yes, I'm aware your brain just did an 80s anime faceplant after reading that title and hearing that sentence, but it's true. Attack on Titan is sick. Did you see the protagonist transform into a giant naked meat mech? Did you see this Michael Jackson looking homie bust into a bar with a grappling hook? Did you understand why so many gamer goblins get so flustered over this gargantuan glistening Titan woman? Maybe, but that's just Attack on Titan for you. We got the lore, we got the political warfare, and most importantly, we got the hype. I'm somewhat of a manga connoisseur myself, but I actually watched the anime for this story, so I thought it'd be good to talk about what makes this story so gosh damn cool. My pea-sized monkey brain is still trying to comprehend how exactly the show about super-sized muscle mechs has a strong suit for lovingly crafted world building, but astonishingly, Attack on Titan manages to carefully save each plot point from different elements of its world. Each fallen city, political divide, or family lineage has in-depth thought into how it came to be. This is what makes Attack on Titan such a rewarding binge. I still vividly remember being with the boys in VC at 3 a.m. saying, well, I gotta know where the Colossal Titan came from. How's about one more episode, gang? Promptly to remember that I was the only one left in the call. This is because Isayama took his time to carefully spoon feed us the lore until the time was right. My content consumption gums aren't always ready for hard politics, especially since I'm a bit of a plebeian with a natural distaste for older fantasy settings. It boggles my mind how many people manage to complain about the art in this show. It's not Violet Evergarden, but the show has a distinct design and color palette that grows on you over time. Studio Wit and Mappa killed it on their respective seasons, despite what any seasoned Redditor would lead you to believe. And I think the change in art style is really fitting for the shift in status quo. Also, the animator in me can't help but get giddy after seeing how many in-betweens are in this beautiful Levi scene, or how hard this new color design goes. Although it must be said, with CGI did tend to take me out of the experience a notable amount. Any cultured man loves an interesting world, tight narrative, or pretty art, but only for the truly monkey-brained of us. There's only one massive factor that carried all of these other contributing aspects on its massive, glistening Titan back. The hype! I never thought that I'd scream at a dude riding a horse with the boys, or the imposter reveal in the world's longest game of Among Us. But this show awoken something in me. Attack on Titan brings people together with its giant nudist wrestlers, but something was missing. I always enjoyed Attack on Titan, but whenever someone said, masterpiece, certified, hood classic, something felt off. Attack on Titan had something missing, and it took me almost 4 seasons to figure it out. These characters are bad. I love this show and its many strong suits, but Isayama never introduced a character I truly emotionally connected with. Misaka's cool, but what's her favorite color? Eren's Mr. Serious Anime Protag, but what music does he like? The show does present characters that have some level of nuance, but there's only 3 members of the Survey Corp who I actually care about, 2 of whom are promptly written out of the story after being given their personalities. But what if it didn't need to be like that? What if there was a story with captivating characters in a fascinating world that also had big silly looking monsters to fight? Enter Kaiju No. 8, a manga that far too many AniTubers are comparing to Attack on Titan. And look guys, Kaiju No. 8 is nothing like AOT. It has an actually compelling main character. Shots fired, bro, shots fired. No. 8 uses its vast world of towering monsters to focus on a washed up 30-something who's already given up his dream of joining the Kaiju Defense Force. Kafka Habino wasn't born into the chosen genetics that made him the main character. He was a washed up alcoholic with a job of cleaning up kaiju corpses. But after meeting a young aspiring Defense Force member, Kafka rekindles his passion. He reclaims his dream, and nothing is going to get in the way of his... Our main character is a kaiju now. Kafka now has to make good on his promise to join the Kaiju Defense Force without revealing to his compatriots that he's actually one of them himself. Kaiju No. 8 is an anomaly. Every time that I think a character's bland or abides by some preset archetype, the manga bonks me on the head with 3-dimensional ideals, relatable backstories, and lovable personalities. In chapter 3, we're introduced to a prideful, seemingly soon-to-raise 17-year-old prodigy who calls our main character an old head. And throws his car! But not long after that, we find out she's actually a really thoughtful and supportive person who's just a little cocky. It's really satisfying to see a rival character like this one that's one of the boys, and not just a cardboard cutout of some female tsundere archetype. Gen Narumi is the powerful and respected 1st Division captain of the Defense Force. He emits a calm and calculated aura when we first meet him, which is why it comes as even more of a surprise to know Narumi is a fucking gamer goblin. Hikaru walks into his office to find him playing, I kid you not, a BS 4, and drinking G Fuel like those Redditors from earlier. And those are just 2 from the widely expanding cast of lovable characters. In an infinite abyss of one-dimensional stoic cool guys with no substance, Naoya Matsumoto earnestly creates people and relationships you want to root for. The art, chef's kiss. This manga feels a lot more distinct than most stuff you'll find in Jump. According to my 1000 IQ art brain, it's because Matsumoto's tremendously distinct line art. This manga's cleaner than a Kidz Bop song. The line art really goes a long way in separating it from other series like Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man. And the colored spreads, oof. His monochrome illustrations grew on me, sure, but if you're not immediately astonished by these detailed, well-posed, beautiful illustrations, you might have some cataracts, old head, because I don't think you're seeing right. Before we wrap things up, I want to talk a bit about how the story's structured. But Friday, why aren't you talking about the world building instead of the plot? I'll tell you why, you goober. Kaiju No. 8's plot is intertwined with the world so that we can move at a faster pace. We don't halt the story to explain how irrelevant aspects of the Defense Force function. We get to see the dynamics of different occupations because Kafka puts them in the situations to meet those people. I will mention some fights have a slight nerf in pacing because the obligatory, I'm explaining how my attack functions syndrome, but with the potentially confusing kaiju powers used, it kind of comes with the territory. And miraculously, this manga uses inner monologue and imagery to elevate the fights and make them better. You know, like it's supposed to. In summary, Attack on Titan is sick. It stimulates the part of my smooth little shonen brain that longs for big buff men and women punching bigger and buffer abominations, along with a stronger focus on world building. But if you're feeling peckish for some quality character writing and plot that keeps you hooked every step of the way, read Kaiju No. 8. You won't regret it. Kaiju No. 8, Certified Hood Classic.